Thank you, you two, for smiling. And I told you to smile. Why don't you smile? I told you to smile, but you just ignore my word and you just... Even though they told you to smile too.
Hello, it's me, Jessica, and today I wanted to talk about the backlash that Lisa has been facing for being a mentor on like this produce kind of show. But I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Before I get into it, please do subscribe and make sure to turn the bell button on to get notifications. I always say this at the start of every video because everyone else does, and let's just get into the rant. Okay, let's go. So I just showed you guys a clip there, and that is probably the like most criticized clip of her, and people are saying she's rude, she's bossy, she's all this, and she's horrible, and oh, she's getting mad, she shouldn't be being so aggressive, she shouldn't be being so harsh. Like, oh girl, please. It's become very, very obvious, to me at least, that the people who are criticizing her for being aggressive or rude have clearly never performed or had a mentor like that ever. Honestly, when it comes to performing, you have to be blunt and you have to be straight up. And, you know, it would annoy me if I told people to smile and they didn't smile. You know, I have had to be like a mentor for younger kids when I was doing some work for a drama class. I had to tell these people in years below me how to do this, and when they didn't listen to you and they didn't act it the way you wanted it to, as a director and as a mentor, it's really, really frustrating because you want them to take your advice to make the performance better, but if they don't listen to your criticism, your constructive criticism, it's genuinely really infuriating. And honestly, dance teachers and dance mentors always act the same way Lisa does. They're straight to the point and they're blunt, and they'll get annoyed if you don't do what they say. You have to be strict, you have to be straight up. There's no beating around the bush because these actions are very precise. You need them to be performed in a certain way, and if it doesn't, then it can just completely change the performance. It can make it worse, it can make it better. Like, there's just so many like tiny little details that you need to focus on to make a performance better. So, you know, as someone who has like mentored younger kids or has been mentored by a mentor, you know, I understand why Lisa acts the way she does. And it's completely common practice to just be blunt, straight up, and say how you want the performance to be done. I feel like a lot of people are like speaking like they know what they're talking about when really they don't. Because if they knew, and if they've been in the situation of having like a dance mentor or just being in performing in general, they would know that this is very common.
You were A before. You have to push yourself more, okay? I know you're good at dancing, but you have to put a little bit up. You were A before, okay? Try not to take your place back, okay?
This was another clip that went semi-viral for her apparently being rude and a bitch and being too harsh or ruining a girl's self-esteem. And the exact same point as before, this is how a normal mentor or a teacher would talk to their students. I would have this type of feedback as well if I didn't do as well in rehearsal. My teacher would sit me down and be like, Jessica, what are you doing? You were so good last time. Why aren't you? Like, she would do the same thing that Lisa would do. It's just such common practice. So you can really, really tell that the people who are criticizing Lisa have had no experience in performing at all, because they would know that a lot of people mentor like this. I just find a lot of this hate towards Lisa about her being too aggressive or too mean or whatever, it's very hypocritical, because I have seen male idols go on to produce kind of shows and give the exact same feedback and they'll act the exact same way as Lisa, but of course when it's a man, it's hot and he's dominant. Oh, Danny, like, no! The biggest example that I can think of right now is Tao, who used to be an EXO. Of course, well, he's not an idol anymore. Regardless if Tao was an idol or not, he's still a very relevant example, so let's go. For those who are unaware, Tao went semi-viral for shouting at some contestants on another produce elimination kind of show. He got mad at them for not performing as well as they could have, and everyone was praising him because, oh, he's so hot when he's dominant, he's sexy, he's angry, he's telling those girls what's up. But of course, if Lisa does that, oh, okay, so she's being rude, she's being a bitch, she's being all of this. But if Tao criticizes people, it's hot and sexy, you cannot tell me that isn't misogyny, because I don't know what it is. Another example of this would be Lay from EXO. He also, you know, was very, very strict on the contestants of a produce show, and he got praised for it because he was being strict and it was so hot. Oh my god, he's so assertive. Oh my god. But again, when Lisa does it, she's a bit... No. Sexist. And don't get me wrong here, my anger isn't directed towards Tao or Lay for criticising contestants for not doing as well as they should be, because that is something that you're supposed to do as a judge or a mentor or a teacher or whatever. That is something you're supposed to do. My anger is towards the K-poppies who think it's okay to praise men for being assertive and hot, but when Lisa does it, she's being rude and too far and she's such a horrible person. Like, what's the excuse? Like, what is the excuse to justify Tao and Lay acting the way they do, but not for Lisa? It's just misogyny. Like, what else is it? It's a misogyny. Let's everybody repeat: misogyny. And it's not just Lisa who faces this misogyny. It's also Kyung or Pinky, whatever you want to call her. Kyung, who used to be in Princeton, she was also a dance teacher / mentor on a produce show, and she also got so much backlash for being so rude. She would get comments like, oh, why aren't they getting a male teacher to do it? Or why is she being so rude? But again, I keep on having to repeat the same point. It's just common practice to be blunt and harsh towards your students so they get it right. And, you know, if you kind of waffle around the point or you kind of dance around it, no pun intended, they won't take you as seriously. You need to be strict and you need to tell them exactly what you want so they give you the results you want. How many times do I have to say the same point? This is common practice. So people who don't have experience in performing just shouldn't speak on it, because this is literally how I was trained when I was performing and how K-pop idols are trained and how many dancers are trained. Both Lisa and Kyung had a problem with the people they were training. They weren't really listening to the critiques and they would went over something so many times, but the people didn't listen. And I would get frustrated. Put yourself in your situation when you get frustrated too. And you know, when Lay and Tao criticize their contestants for not listening to them, not taking criticism, not performing well, it's okay for them to do it, but when the two girls do it, no. Okay, I get it. Y'all are sexist. Okay. While my next example isn't an idol, I feel like this person, Bae Jung, who is a well-known judge and mentor on the produce shows, is always painted out to be as a villain by K-pop fans as well, just for the same reasons as Lisa and Kyung, because she's strict, she's harsh, and she's blunt, and she's straight to the point. Honestly, she is quite scary. And I'm not saying that the contestants shouldn't be scared or intimidated, because I think that's just a normal thing that a lot of performers do. I know when I was performing with all of my like fellow castmates and stuff like that, we would be so scared of our drama teacher. Like, we'd be so fucking scared. And we wouldn't want to mess up because we didn't want to get told off. And, you know, that really makes results. Whether you like the method of teaching or not, it really, really makes results when you have a strict, harsh and blunt teacher, because we performed to our best because we didn't want our teacher to get mad at us. Like, I feel like it's just such common practice, and I keep repeating this, but I feel like these annoying ass K-pop fans who think they know everything really needs to learn that this is just really, really common in a lot of places. So, yeah. At the end of the day, you just don't speak on things you don't know about. If you're not an expert on it, or if you don't have any experience on it, then why are you talking about it like you know it in the first place? You're just gonna look like a fool, okay? Lisa, Kyung, Yoonjung, Lay, Tao, they've all had so much experience in being mentored and being a mentor, so I don't know why people are acting like they're better or that they know what they're doing or what they're supposed to be doing, because they really don't. Anyways, I feel like I've been repeating myself, but I really wanted to get the point across, and I wanted to say this because it's really been grinding my gears that people are hating on these women for no reason. So that's all I'm going to say for now. I feel like you guys have got the point, you guys understand what I'm talking about, and I'm not really directing any of my anger towards my subscribers because I feel like my subscribers are smarter than the annoying K-poppies who think they know everything. But you know, no shade, hehe. So do tell me your thoughts down below, express your rage like I am, or just, you know, leave some support for Lisa, or do whatever you want. It's a free world. Just don't be a dick, okay? I'll see you guys later. Remember to stay safe, stay inside, wash your hands, and please subscribe because it makes me feel special. Please switch on the bell too if you want. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Remember to do all that stuff. Follow me, blah blah blah. Bye.